Now I'd like to invite our first panelist, Professor Udayanath Sahoo, Professor, Center of Indian Language, School of Language and Literature and Cultural Study, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. Sir.
Jai Jagannath. Namaskar. Good morning to all. Respected Professor Patita Pavana Mishra on the chair of the plenary session 4th of the second international conference on Kalinga on Southeast Asia, the civilization linkage. Dr. Ajit Kumar Behera, Professor Rajiv Sinha, all the eminent scholars, professors, delegates from different countries, students, media friends, Professor Upendra Pari, sir, for whom we are assembled here. My paper is Odisha-Indonesia relation, a cultural symbiosis. Besides that, I will also include in my paper discrimination of culture and overseas trade, Kalinga maritime past, and great and epics, Asian perspectives. Because we have organized a beautiful seminar at JNU regarding the great Indian epics internal perspective. So there are about 13 countries have joined, and that book was released. That is by the publisher of the Manohar, publisher of Delhi, and it is also published now from the Routledge from London and New York. Now I start my lecture that in the past, Odisha had various names such as Utkal, Kalinga, Udra, Kusala, Kanguda. But its unique cultural heritage and glorious tradition speak of its greatness. Going to by the myths, we find in the Sanskrit Mahabharata, Adi Parva, an interesting account of a queen called Sudeshma being united with a rishi called Dirghatama, who gave birth 5 sons. Those are Anga, Banga, Kalinga, Sudeshma, Apanna. Kalinga is mentioned also in Ramayana, that is Kiskindha Kanda, Skanda Purana, Brahmanda Purana, Kapila Sanghita, Kautilya Arthashastra, and in Magazine's book on India, that is Indica, as Kalinga Tharvishi. This is the identity of Kalinga from the perhaps 2000, more than 2000 BC in Sanskrit Mahabharata written version. So on March 7, 2009, 7 March, the royal couple of Indonesia paid a visit to the Jagannath temple at Puri. After saying her prayers to Lord Jagannath, the queen said, "Jagannath is our Lord. I sought his blessings for the Indonesia, sought his blessings for the well-being of my nation and my people." She mentioned the relationship between Indonesia and India and stressed on the fact that Odisha played a significant role in the age-old relationship between them. Jagannath symbolizes the culture and religion of Odisha, and all festivals, customs, and traditions Odisha center around him. In a word, Jagannath means everything to the people of Odisha. when we say, what is the culture of Odisha? That is Jagannath culture. What is the dharma of Odisha? Jagannath dharma. So everything around Sri Jagannath. On the other hand, the Indonesia culture is extremely linked with the genesis and antiquity of Odisha and Sri Jagannath. Sri Jagannath is the very lifeblood and spirit of Odishan life. In Bali, 3 deities are worshipped who have close resemblance with the Trinity Jagannath, Balabhadra, and Subhadra. There are more than 21 Jagannath temples in Indonesia. If we come to the maritime activity of Odisha, ancient Kalinga played a significant role in spreading its culture to other parts of the world. The Chinese records reveals that in the beginning there was a flourishing Hindu kingdom around 3rd and 4th BC, 3rd and 4th century AD in Indonesia, especially in Bali and Java. The Brahman Oriya immigrants are called Brahman Buddha Kalinga by Balinese. It is said that the prince of Kalinga, Odisha, sent 20,000 families to Java who settled there. One thing I want to say to our Oriya people, those who are present here, they can understand, because what some folklores, some folk tales that is described in Sara Mahabharata, that is more similarity with the Java folk tales. So it is said the prince of Kalinga sent 20,000 families to Java who settled there. Few people in Indonesia know that Kalinga is the ancient name of modern Odisha. Ancient Kalinga had very good relation with Indonesia, not only on the overseas activities, but also in the socio-cultural segments. आज खोदरकोणी ओसा, निशा मंगलवार ओसा, बोईता बन्नार, on Kartika Purnima, and historic Bali Yatra, what yesterday our scholars they have mentioned regarding the Bali Yatra, what mentioned by our Prime Minister when he has visited to Indonesia and Java also. So, on the full moon day of Kartika, people float tiny vessels made by Burma pills, cardboard, burning wicks, betel leaf, and betel knot on it memory of the days of their maritime prosperity. Bali Yatra means voyage to Bali, and it is celebration of our ancient maritime tradition. Lui Krathang Festival of Thailand, Bonwame Turko Water Festival of Cambodia, and that Luang festivals of Laos are observed around the same time of the year. Indonesia comprises 5 main islands, that is such as Sumatra, Java, Borneo, and also Sulawesi or New Guinea. In early day, Indians came mostly from the ancient kingdom of Kalinga on the southern eastern coast of India. So Indians in Indonesia are still known as Kalinga, a word derived from Kalinga. This is the cultural symbiosis. The food habit of the Balinese are almost the same as the people of Odisha. Their food consists of sago spit, banana flowers, banana pit, and betel after a meal. Due to trading activities by the sadhavas in ancient times, our Oriya literature was also influenced by culture of Indonesia. The term bou, that Oriya people say, mother, it originated from Indonesia, which is extensively used the most part of the Odisha. Similarly, the Balinese, while answering a query in the affirmative, say ing, the equivalent as agya in Oriya also. The most salient feature of a common heritage in the old practice of writing a palm leaf manuscript, palm leaf, with an iron stylus. The ancient Balinese manuscripts are all in palm leaves like those of Oriya. Some folk tales, what I already said, some folk tales of Odisha are also found in Indonesian literature and also Java folk tales, similar to that. The people of Kalinga, Odisha, established their colonies in the southeastern Asian countries, Indonesia. The names like Talang, Telinga, Kling, Keling, and Kalinga are the examples of the influence. When I come to the next part, that is the dissemination of culture and overseas trade, that is Kalinga maritime past. So with a coastline of about 500 kilometers, Kalinga was a seafaring nation that had developed trade and commerce with a pair of places: Africa, Rome, South Asia, Burma, Ceylon, Indochina, China, that is in Raghuvansa, Kalidas levels. The king of Kalinga, that is the lord of sea, we say Mahodadhipati. Mahodadhipati, the lord of sea. The Bay of Bengal was then known as Kalinga Sagar, what is now known as Bay of Bengal. The previous name was Kalinga Sagar. A part of Java Island is named as Kalinga also. The merchant export to those places included, besides other things, the precious stones collected from the western part of the Odisha. Shipping activities of Kalinga prospered, animals which had enough archaeological evidence. The stone sculpture in Brahmeshwar temple and Konark temple show ships carrying elephants in them. One of the sculptures in Lingaraj temple, Bhubaneswar, show a boat steered by a woman with a giraffe in it. The temple named as Boitari temple, that is some Oriya people say that is Tinimunja temple, Tinimunja Mandir. To the west of the Bindusagar tank is built in the shape an inverted boat, Ulata Boita, inverted boat. The archaeology exhibition at Shishupalgarh, Jaugarh, Tamrapalli Palor, Manikapatna, and Kalingapatnam testify that Kalinga had foreign contacts in the ancient times. It is revealed that Kalinga had a major store in the overseas expansion and colonization. Ptolemy, that Greek geographer, which belongs to 2nd AD, refers to the famous port of Kalinga named as Palur from the ships. This marked directly across the Bay of Bengal to the Southeast Asian countries. Another important part of the Kalinga was Toro, was referred by Huensa. It is also mentioned in Sarada's Mahabharata. Pithunda was a flourishing seaport of Kalinga, which is reflected in the Hathigumpha inscription. It is presumed that articles like spices, betel nuts, perfumes, aloes, silks, fabrics, paper, salt, jewels, ivory, cotton, oilseeds, diamond, other agricultural products, and even elephants were exported to foreign countries from Kalinga. Kalinga had overseas trade links with Africa, Burma, Java, Bali, Malaya Peninsula, Cambodia, China, Sri Lanka, etc. So Kalinga had active trade contact with the Western world, especially with the Roman Empire. Overseas trade was profitable and the Kalingan economy was prosperous only because of this. So interaction of Kalinga with the islands of Java, Bali, Sumatra, Borneo finally leading from trade to culture, political and religious activity. The transmission of Kalinga culture to distant parts of the Southeast Asia, Sri Lanka and other places in the greatest achievement of the people of Kalinga. Regarding the great Indian epics of the Asian perspectives, I have point out only 2 points. For over a period of 1,000 years, Valmiki Ramayana and Vyasa Mahabharata have recorded special space in the hearts of millions of people in the Southeast Asia who take pride in regarding them as a part of their national identity. Countries such like Thailand, Cambodia, Indonesia, and Malaysia were ruled by Hindu-Buddhist kings Sri Vijaya, Shalendra, Matram dynasty between 700 and 1600 AD. It is on record that 500 to 600 ships from Baleswar of Odisha carrying salt used to sail to the port of Rangoon, Madras, Ceylon, and far off islands such as Java, Sumatra, Borneo, and Bali, etc. Since that period, the Ramayana has become their cultural property, which they used in the form of drama, dance, music, painting, and sculpture. The story of Ramayana is retold in Southeast Asia, languages such as Burmese, Cambodian, Thai, Japanese, Malayalam, Indonesia, and Tagalog, etc. The Ramayana is called Ram in Thailand, Serat Ram in Indonesia, Hikayat Seri Ram in Malaysia, Yama Poe in Myanmar, and Maradia Lion in Philippines. Lastly, I want to say something regarding the Mahabharata that is discovered in Japan. In India, there are more than 3,000 vernacular avatars of the Ramayana and maybe an equal number of Mahabharata. At the national level, such as Adhatma Ramayana in Sanskrit and Ramacharita in Hindi are quite popular. The local versions take the liberty to set the text their own way. When that is Kambanarayan in Tamil, Ijot Ramayana in Malayalam, and Vichitra Ramayana that is discovered recently written by Siddhasodas of the Kasaladas in 15th century, and that is also translated from Oriya to English by our Chera Jainu. The discovery of Sala's Mahabharata in Japan is strange, but true. It is for the first time that a vernacular edition based on Vyasa's text has created sensation among the scholars of a Southeast Asian country. A public manuscript of Sala Mahabharata, the first vernacular epic in India, was found in Tsushima-go village of Ehima Prefecture in Shikoku Island of Japan, popularly known as Tsushima Bayou. It was said that to be transmitted to the said village in the middle of the 18th century during the Edo period. It is now declared as the important cultural property of that city of Quito. It is a voluminous text having 221 folios inscribed on both the sides, containing the first part of the Shala Mahabharata, the Aranya Parva. In recent years, a scientific research work was conducted with a grant from the Japan government. In that project, I am also one of the overseas researchers. I am working there for the last 7 years. The diplomatic edition is Romanized from a complete. A research work of the critical edition with a Japanese translation is in progress. So we have, Kalinga has the actually cultural symbiosis with Southeast Asia. Thank you. Thank you.